Ec51 Negative Passions and Antidotes. Soul to Soul Talk. Negative Passions and Antidotes. Life-guiding conversations with Morai, Amoro and Jenai Summer. Let's talk about the 5 negative passions and their antidotes, Jenai, spoke Morai Amoro. What are these negative passions and where do they come from, Morai? Replied Jenai. The 5 main negative passions are judgment, attachment, fear, lust, and greed, and they express themselves in endless ways. They are part of Kalimabanko, our mind, and also connected to the different body centers, systems, and even organs. When our 5 senses start directing our mind, we fell prey to the downfall of the negative passions of judgment and egotism. These are directly connected to the most negative experience of how we communicate with Kandu the Creator and how we verbally talk with ourselves, to others and the world. You think how fast we judge something or somebody. Think how many times we judge something because we don't accept the situation, the feeling of a person. Its antidote is acceptance and humbleness. For as long as we are thinking that we are running the show, we are in trouble in our adventure. We get trapped in loving and disliking things of this world to the extent of hating them. At that moment we fall down into the negative passion, being attached to the things and people we love, or attached to the hatred connected to them. The antidote for this negative passion is unconditional love, accepting ourselves, others, and this world in its full package, as everything is made up of opposites. When we get trapped by having too much to digest in life on the level of food and obligations, we fall in the negative passion of anger, because we fear that we cannot have it all, we cannot manage it all, and so we become angry. The antidote for this is gentleness, for when we eat too much and do too much, and everything becomes too complicated, we are not being gentle. When we start feeling stuck in being not flexible, not knowing how to maneuver in life, we fall into the negative passion of lust and start lusting after power, food, position, sex, and go on. The antidote is temperance and moderation in all our actions. When we try to hold on to the things of this world, from the level of thoughts to other people and our possessions, we fall into the negative passion of greed and control. When we try to control things, situations, and people, we also will have to carry them and become constipated, mentally, emotionally, and or physically. In other words, the load becomes too heavy. The antidote is selflessness, because is it not with the understanding that we came without anything and will leave without anything, and that everything in our life is just loaned to us? It all makes sense, Morai. And tell me more about how organs and areas of the body are connected to these negative passions, as you indicated. Judgment, which is a form of negative communication, and when verbalized, is connected to the throat area. The heart is connected to attachments, and that is easily to recognize when we have to deal with love or the lust of a love. The liver is connected to frustration and anger, which stems from fear, and not to forget the gallbladder, which starts spitting gall like an angry volcano, bursting out that there is too much stored within. Lust, and there are many kinds of expressing lust, is connected to our procreation system, and greed, which is a form of control, is connected to the large intestines, and which is expressed through the message of constipation. There are many books written, Jenai, on all these connections, and when you have time, study them, or talk with Toro the Decoder. Morai, But how do I stay aware of these negative passions? For they can slip in any second in my life. And how do I really learn to work with the antidotes? I understand what these antidotes are, but how do I integrate them in a practical way in my moment-to-moment life? Jenai, that is about staying awake and aware each moment. And to accomplish that, Jenai continued the sentence saying, is through inner silent prayer and meditation. You got it, Jenai.